Good day, everyone. We have an exciting match for you today in this top 16 brackets of Crosskeys. Eriror versus topplife. Today with us, tracking, we have Tomotalk and Samamos. And in the commentary booth with me, we have Excalibur and Telethar. How are you two doing today?
I'm doing excellent. This is my first stream this tournament, so I'm excited to see new tech. I'm excited to see old experts, and I'm excited to do commentary with someone who's never done commentary before. Good evening, Telethar.
Yes, good evening or morning, depending on your perspective. But yeah, this should be good. This is going to be a fun race. As you see, Eri is last slow. Rom. We'll be sure to talk about that. Probably way more than that we want.
Well, we'll see. This is my first, as I said, first stream of the tournament. So I assume that it'll either be a lightning seed or we'll be here until midnight. So, and it's only 6 o'clock now. So, all right. I'm awaiting the word go, or the runners are still awaiting the word go. What's the opening meta look like these days?
Well, I mean, I know that I'm pretty sure that Eri and topplife are both Sank starters, so.
All right, so as commentators and viewers, where are we hoping the Sanctuary to be?
Probably Kakariko.
You're so much kinder than I am. I hope for, the period. Then we get exciting, like, getting going. The drop down being a very complicated place to get to. All right, we have the runners the clock has started. It's at negative numbers, so in about 20 seconds we'll be off on this best of three, game one of a best of three. So, Alistair, Pyramid is friendly, but it's also interesting. Though it, I guess, doesn't go into the 90-minute seed. All right. So here we have it.
So, massive divergence already.
I mean, Eri's like a frame ahead. And let's immediately do some bugs and get some money.
Yeah. So, I don't like hula handing, but even here, it's just, you can't help yourself. Like, there's no reason not to, and it's walking out the door.
There's nowhere better to go, and you might as well.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go, and you've already set it up by walking out the door. So topplife sneaking a few seconds here, taking a risk by not getting the Link's House chest. He'll get it later after the save and quit.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly going to respawn it at Link's House once or twice this game, so
yeah.
A convenient location for the Smith. Write that down for later, but not immediately interesting. And speaking of things that are not immediately interesting, Palace of Darkness is the reported green pendant location. So it's not like we're going to avoid going in there. It's certainly going to be something, but...
So I think this is an interesting choice. They're both save quitting out of Saha. I probably wouldn't have save quit. And I think the interesting choice is because you really want to get bombs early because you want to do back of escape here, and you want to do Saha before you really commit to walking far.
Yeah. On the other hand, there's this 50-50 bomb bushes that they both just went through and at least played around with long enough to get one bomb. So...
Yeah. But primarily because you've already committed the time to hula handing.
Yeah.
Like, you want to find a bomb shop.
Yeah.
Because, like, they got one bomb out of that 50-50 bush, but that's, like, actually not going to get them everything they want.
No, but it's clearly, given that they're going to Kakariko and the odds of there being a bomb shocker is pretty good. One bomb is enough
for
to
sure.
get started.
For sure,
and-
but Kakariko is far.
Yeah.
So, it's an interesting choice. It's certainly not a wrong choice.
Jeez. Lots of blanks so far. And here's a place to spend your one bomb.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
the connector the fast way around, at least. I feel like the emotionally you discover that this connector, the other end of this connector, much more often. But that's just because you have to take 6 times as long to walk through it. So,
Well, there is actually a reason that you would discover the other end more often, is because this end you can't take as a bunny,
right.
whereas the other end you can, logically.
There's 10 bombs to solve our problem problems, and 4 bombs to solve our problem problems a different way. So, and we're still going up the bomb side because it's habit.
I mean, they're the same side, and this at least gets you a bomb.
Yeah.
Right, because you're spending 1 to get back there, so.
And here's Desert Main, which is not a super exciting thing to find this early in the game, but...
Well, they have a key, so it's hard to avoid at least going in there. You're going to want to go in and then probably die to cannonballs.
Yeah.
You could definitely take the connector, but that is leaving that top half of CAC.
First real item, lamp. Something that's very often buried in logic because you can do a surprisingly large fraction of the game without it. But very much a nice to have. So I suspect topplife might take the connector here.
No, I think it's the other way around, actually. I think topplife is going to death warp here, and Eri is going to take the connector, because Eri still needs to do the map chest, and topplife is done on this chest.
And toplife's deliberately taking damage, and there's the death warp. It's a reasonable place to take a connector out of, even if you have another Kakariko.
Yeah. Both going to death warp, yep.
Yeah.
I think toplife's ordering was better there then, because I think that you'd rather walk out of. You'd rather not walk out of cannonballs.
There's 1 fewer screen transition, I think. It's close. What are your thoughts on that lamp? Are you reading into it? Are you going diving on dark places?
Not yet.
We found a connector to the desert.
That's So this is going to be a difference. That area is going to be much more taking connector happy. It's just part of his sort of play style.
Yeah, I mean, but that connector's so cheap, right? Like,
it is, but it also could lead you to a rock, and then what are you doing for the rest of CAC? Like taking the connector doesn't take that long, but getting locked out, you need to decide how to handle that.
How much more enthralled are you by that dark?
Oh, that one? Not at all. The dark connector that I'm interested in at this point is Old Man Rescue.
Sure. On the other hand, Toplife is taking it. He's finished his Kakariko or native Kakariko sweep, and it's the closest one. So, and the lamp in hand. So,
yeah.
And of course, it takes you to a must exit that's useless right now, but we may be taking that again later.
Yeah. So the scary part about taking the connector there is that you're still missing the Lost Woods drop down, Lost Woods free item and such, and you're missing the well. So where is that well? It's like you only have a couple drop downs left, and you're making it hard to get back there. But this does prevent you from orphaning the glove entrance later. So
yeah. Well, and I would have. I'm interested that he came and did this, and then so we go back to Lynn's house. But I guess we're going up to the castle. Okay. Possible.
Yeah.
Check this drop down.
Yeah, check this drop down, figure out if you have any more info, and then you probably go Saha over to Eastern area.
Yeah.
Back of Escape is always like the first thing you want to do because it's always just a save and quit. So like,
yeah,
if it gives you something of value, then you want that for this trip.
Yeah, you want the first available save and quit. There's no reason to put it off.
And it is the well up here at the castle, so that's nice.
Pod key. That's 3 pod keys so far. It's quite the collection.
Yeah, Toplife YOLO'd into this drop down. If it was Ganon, then he's just not checking the castle, which is logically the case that it's like already not in logic if it's Ganon drop down, but
yeah, and the reason for that is that if you contrive to fail to check that door before you set up the warp on the door of the castle, then there's no way to get to it anymore.
Without me,
in principle, the logic can be updated to figure out if you can possibly kill Aga before getting to that door, but that's just like not worth anybody's time.
And yeah, you need Master Sword or the mirror to get there, or connect to the top of the castle. So like it still is probably in logic eventually, sooner rather than later. It does save you time by just YOLOing it though.
Oh yeah, and a 1 in maybe 3 at that point chance of YOLOing it again is probably fine. Ari misses a laser skip.
Yeah. So Toplife has been telling me about his laser skips, and he has some crazy strategy that is way more complicated than anything else, but it's fast, and so we'll see if he goes for it here.
All right. Complicated but fast is sounds like a good way to spaghetti your way into a pit, but if you run it with enough practice, I mean, you might as well. This is a game about going fast. So the Turtle Rock key in Turtle Rock, but with no way to make any use of it yet. I'll have to come back for that.
Also not in logic, so.
Yeah, but who's that going to stop?
It's always worth remembering, like, if it leads to something of value, then you want to know that. If it's a pendant, maybe it's a decision you can make. This is a pretty nice Eastern layout.
Yeah.
Yes.
Desert Palace big key.
Yeah, he's going for his laser skips. Look at these go. They're so fast if you don't screw it up.
Is it just setting up the timing to duck around them they're definitely not in the way. Is that the game that he's playing?
So most people that do laser skips are gonna walk from above.
Yeah.
And then that's
Right.
a different timing. He's doing it. He's going from below, so he's aggroing the laser earlier.
Yeah.
And then going faster, but also very scary looking.
Yep. And get spat out of fake pod. It's not the best place to be as a monkey, as a bunny, or apparently as a link. We'll check this one entrance and get out of here, I assume.
Yeah, so a little awkward is that Eri only has 2 hearts, so like you don't really want to traverse Paradox Cave again as the bunny, trying to get through there. So like he'll probably just walk over to Pyramid here.
I'm actually kind of surprised he's doing even this much bunny walking. I kind of expected him to just walk down to the right and then call it good.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone has more or less willingness to bunny walk. So Eri is definitely a more willing to bunny walk type of person than a lot. So Top Life will nope out of here and check the bottom connector instead.
Fair enough. Getting past the Moldorms, a bit exciting there, but
yeah, he did have more health because he's done Cackwell.
And that's a good connector to find.
No, not particularly good right now, but we'll see.
Well, even if there's nothing here, it's a good connector, right? Both because of mirror access and just because if you can't get to the mire, it inevitably becomes a problem, something you have to connect or die for later. So even if this is completely blank, it's great. And that key is in logic?
It certainly is.
Boy.
TR.
Well, a TR with the big key in hand. And Eri.
Yeah, I think he set it up wrong and tried to bail.
Twice in a row, so...
Yeah. He's just not going to bother for now. We're just going to take the connector and leave.
Looks like it. Had enough of that. Alright. Village of Outcasts, another nice place to have a connector to. Though I don't know if that's a particularly useful place to come from. Bush jump. Lots of market for later stuff they found, so someday we'll care about. And Death Warp on top life side. And he's going to take the connector now. I missed what was in the big chest too.
Me too, but our trackers didn't, and it doesn't look to be interesting.
Mire key, maybe?
Mire big is... No, that was... elsewhere. So I think Top Life realized that he does not, in fact, want to kill the Pokey on 4 bombs, and he doesn't want to orphan Lava Chest, so he abandoned that effort and is going to take the connector and join Eri in the Vu area.
Oh, apparently arrows in the TR big chest. That most critical of items before you have a bow.
And again, Toplife is choosing not to bunny walk, whereas Eri is choosing to bunny walk.
Yeah, the only place Toplife bunny walked that Eri didn't is my area.
Yeah, well, that was an end of route, like.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a long time before Eri goes back. So, if that Castle Tower small key turns out to be a logically blocking item, like it could potentially matter. I think the odds are low that the one extra chest we get matters, but.
Well, it also, we found Castle Tower and it's a bunny location,
Right.
so I think Toplife going the wrong way here, probably, because unless he plans on finishing in, I guess he plans on finishing in Kakariko to take a connector, and that's why he's going north to south.
Yeah, he hasn't done Old Ladies yet, so he knows about at least one.
And Eri Cave.
Yep. Yeah, so he knows at least a couple ways through Kakariko yet. So wanting to go back and check connectors is totally plausible. A small key in the Lost Woods.
Oh yeah, and the Desert Palace.
Yeah. With big key in hand, and go check that, and check a long ass connector while you're at it.
So this I'm gonna want to take as both of them, and that's a little awkward for Toplife. Like you have to.
Yep.
You have to be worried about leaving this if you're leaving it.
Yep. It's also a terrible place for it.
Yeah, exactly why. Yeah, like Kakariko sucks, but you can walk back to Kakariko. Walking back to this is like a minute of investment of just walking with nothing along the way.
Unfortunately, well, if you leave it and you eventually unlock, get to the mountain and rescue the old man, it's completely trivial, right? And so there's actually a fairly large reward for Toplife to not walk back or not walk through, but he's not willing to take that gamble, which.
Yeah, it definitely a risk, like definitely a high risk, high reward, because if this just spits you out on mountain, which at this point, like, very likely could.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And of course, it spits us out somewhere completely terrible.
Yeah, so both of those are dead. This will let Eri go and do the castle now, so he'll get his, or not.
No,
I assume that he would take this chance to go up to the castle, but he's going to probably go to desert or Dam Desert instead.
Yeah. It does surprise me a little bit. Eri is putting off the castle for a long time. It's not going to be much better later.
Yeah. And it's also possible that he just wasn't really, ready for that specific location, and he just hadn't thought through, if I get spat out directly here, what am I going to do?
Yeah. If I get spat out at this completely terrible location, what am I going to do? We're going to have to come back through here later, likely, to pick up the Desert Palace North entrance. But
Okay. And so we finally have found our old man rescue, which is nice because those starting spots are completely useless.
Well, at least we get to the mountain, which is a trove of entrances if nothing else. So
Yeah. Mountain can be very nice. It is always a little bit scary getting there early.
yeah.
You don't have mirror, you don't have hook shot, you don't have moon pearl, so like you have a lot of awkward decisions to make.
Yep. And as Allison is pointing out in chat without listening, there's a lot of walking in this seed. All the start locations suck. And if you find the flute, you're going to be fluting a lot. And then without it, you better have really good routing, because every save and quit, it's just super expensive. If it takes you 45 seconds to walk anywhere useful, refrain.
And yeah, we do know that climb is required. It is going to be Ganon.
Hey, there's a sword.
Has a sword, yes. That is that is nice.
It's not logically required for too many things, but it is nice to have.
It is logically required to kill Aga, which I guess we probably don't need to do in this seed.
Seems unlikely. There's a swamp on the mountain for Eri. Toplife taking the right desert connector, getting sped out at the shopping mall, and finding Thieves Town right next door. That's a good find. That's worth walking through Desert. I'm doing Dungeon Money Revival to turn back into Yoshi. Let's see if there's anything good in here that's super out of logic. Big Cave Ice Palace, which does logically lock a few things, more than it does in practice.
One more thing than in practice, yeah.
Well, speaking of things being out of logic, right? We've gotten out of very slightly more than we otherwise would. All right, front of escape.
This is pretty nice for Eri. He has 2 hearts, which is just like convenient to be death warping on.
Yeah. And has a lamp. How often do you get to do this and I didn't see what you're doing?
So where's Toplife going? Looks like he's also gonna go do desert area, same as Eri.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's
Fig Flipper.
flippering to the witch hut.
Which
I
is this really faster than just walking from?
It is probably faster, yeah. Like because the walk you have to go down across
around,
the bridge.
yeah.
There's like 4 screen transitions.
Yeah, that's fair. If you get the Fig Flipper quick, which these guys all believe that they can.
But it is a single entrance, and now I guess we're fake flippering back to go south.
Yep. Oof. 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 Alright. This is definitely not faster anymore. Hey! Alright. And Eri has like actual weapons to kill these guards with, which makes this easier.
Well, good news, bad news. He got a heal, so now he has to death warp on 5 full hearts. Good news. He won't get healed again unless he gets tank card in the chest.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that is actually a nice thing, is knowing you're not going to get re-healed.
Sure, but you know, a terrible thing has already happened to you. Therefore, it can't happen to you again. Ooh, bloomerang big key strats. Yeah. All right.
So topplife did not actually make it over to the desert. He found Super Bunny and took that.
It's off to be a bunny. And the castle takes Harry to the top of Dark Death Mountain. That's an interesting place to be.
Spicy choice to leave. He could do desert, right? He is going to do desert. Fighter sword, landmail. Let's go. I probably would have checked the other entrance first, but
yeah, it seems once, especially once you've walked out while you're thinking, you might as well check the other entrance first.
And topplife has also joined us here. He's got spat out a TR. He's probably not going to jump down.
Well, certainly not until checking where these things go.
So yeah, he'll get spat out here, get the old man rescue for free. So this just works out a little better for him.
Yeah. But first, do the front of escape. I'm sorry, the back of the escape from the front. All right. How many cycles is it going to take Eri to beat Lenmo here? With the gear he's got.
Well, he's not using bombs, so probably 6.
Yeah. An annoyingly long time.
That's 2.
Definitely face tanking some Lenmo here. Gotta get more damage in. Especially as they get out of sync.
That's 4.
This is actually going alright. I think you might be right. Ugh.
That was 5, stupid. And here's 6.
Stupid fast Lenmo. For a little tiny shield.
And
we definitely wanted. And a blue pendant. Well, that couldn't have gone... couldn't have been much more exciting. The exit of Spectacle Rock at the top of Spectacle Rock. That's not right. Alright. Eri finally gonna do the castle, looks like.
Yeah, he'll use it in 50-50 Ganon or well mode, so he's gonna probably have to scout this. Nope, never mind. YOLO.
And did topplife find a different sword than Eri did?
No.
Okay.
Unless he got one out of Super Bunny.
No, that was the one in Kingston, I think. Sawyer, the mountain start is the rock behind Link's house and the log in Lost Woods. So unless we're going to go pull the pedestal at some point, it's terrible.
It is probably our fastest way to Kakariko. Maybe.
Yeah, great. I think you're right. Unless there's connectors that fix the problem.
So, Eri is a little concerned, but that nothing in here has actually burned him, so he's fine.
Yep. But he's running out of things to do. Other than connector diving, but...
So we have Ice Rod Cave area. That's probably our next destination.
I think that's just about the only non-miserable place left to go.
And including myself, apparently none of us know how to fake flipper with the red boomerang into at this north of the water, whatever, north of the lake. Apparently Ellison knows it and no one else.
It is a long, long walk.
Yeah, this walk sucks.
Especially with no glove. Like, alright, what did we get? Pod.
Okay, pendant
That's
pod.
a good one.
We need that,
Yeah,
actually.
but pendant pod with 3 keys. You're going in and you're finding some stuff. At least you're really hoping you do.
So fortunate for both of them that they have all 3 of the keys before they showed up here.
Yeah. And once again, Eri is doing the thing before he checks the other entrance, which is curious.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of a trade-off, right? Like, if you are going to check the other entrance and then come back here, and then, like, if that's a connector, you check that, you come back into pod, you do pod, you go back to that connector. That's like an extra 4 screen transitions, which is a lot, actually. And on the flip side, if it's bow or a pod big or a pod small, then, like...
Well, the odds of it being a pod-relevant item are actually higher than almost anywhere else, just because there's so much in here, right?
Yeah.
There's lots of small keys scattered around.
But there's not that much actually left in the game that they have access to.
Yes.
So, like, yeah, you might be looking at a 4th pod key to put that 5th pod key into logic, I guess. Not really. But like one more pod key puts this back in logic. Yeah. But not any of the 6 keys checks. And that's still true even after you get an extra one in pod.
Yeah. Turn rock small. And you already got one extra one in pod, so...
Like, it would be annoying if pod big shows up, but it's not going to be, like, disastrous.
You think the EV of whatever's in that other entrance can't be better than 4 screen transitions? That's the assertion.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it's not it's not a...
It's not beyond the realm of possibility that that's true.
Not a weird choice. It's just it seems very reasonable either way.
Yep.
So I missed where Harrow Castle right spits us out on top life side.
Yeah, me too. I was busy watching Eri Death Warp. And Top Life finally does the drop down to
TR Bridge, okay.
That's another worth knowing about place. And there's Master Sword in pod. And a Moon Pearl. That's
Eri didn't check the other entrance at all.
Nope. He got too excited. Moon Pearl, I'm good.
And now he's realized, I think.
Well. Yeah, bashful face. But we know that there's a connector to over there from Top Life getting spat out. So hopefully he'll have a mirror before then. And Top Life will show us what's over there, hopefully, when he eventually heads over there to find his Dark World access.
So Eri probably does desert here.
All right, so Top Life has 6 cycles on this fight.
Yeah, he is on the bombs already, so maybe he can go for 4. They do a lot. They do bow
Way
damage,
better. Yeah.
but it also
Yeah.
is immensely difficult to land them.
Yeah.
Like, I think
enjoy
that you just need to YOLO drop them and hope to get lucky, because they, like, you can't react and drop a bomb where they're popping out, so you need to drop it where they're going, which is not oh my god, a Top Life.
Yeah, it's he definitely loses the race against Eri if he dies. So
Yeah, so we're just gonna nope out of there. Nope, we're going back. I hate this.
I mean, once you've already done the Dungeon Buddy revival, it's also in a not great spot. So I could totally see going back in, even if it's like if it's miserable. I think it still might be correct.
Yeah. I guess the problem is that they have big key and small key, so it's hard to ignore. It might be. It's just a Moon Pearl out of logic.
Yep. And you're gonna get the Moon Pearl sooner or later, right? So. Yeah.
Yeah, this could be anything. It could even be your boots.
Yeah. Alright. Ari's busy making use of his shiny new Moon Pearl, but I think hasn't yet actually found anything of interest.
Not yet, no.
Fairy Cave. A couple of chests. None of them really good.
Oh, I am getting loading bars, so...
Alright. I will talk slightly more than I otherwise would. Top Life down to 1 land mode. And Eric continuing to find a bunch of blank entrances. And Top Life getting the good news about his tiny Fisher Price shield and blue pendant. Eri off to talk to a man about a flute. Unfortunately, today the news is mostly explosive.
Okay, I am back.
Welcome back. Do your streams work?
They seem to be working, yeah.
Alright, progress. And Top Life is heading to Ice Rock Cave, and so we might find out if Eri gets punished for skipping the bomb entrance here eventually. One digging game. There we go. It's to pay us back for all the walking these guys have to do.
And so Eri did check the shop north of Dark Lake Hylia?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And so Eri has left the Misery Mire, which is fine. Unpunished. For now, at least.
Yeah. So.
And he is choosing probably the best connector he can, which is to send him over. Like, we'll see if he decides to go to the dam and then pod entrance, or if he just goes straight to the bottom connector and gets Mire area.
Yeah.
Looks
it's
like
kind of a walk for the dam, but he has, and I think he's found Swamp. So,
he has found Swamp. He does not have flippers, obviously.
Yeah.
Or the small key, or the hammer, or the hook shot. So
sure. Yeah, fair. But more to the point, it's the chance of damage grab is in some sense a little bit lower because you're not going to, like, having accumulated a bunch of stuff and put off going to the dam for a while. stumbled across Swamp Palace and been like, oh shit, if only I'd pulled the dam an hour ago. Alright, so we've released the water. Toplife not interested in going nuts for money. Frankly, I feel like Harry's kind of overdone it. He had Zora money well before he finished this room, and kept going. So
Yeah, he was just getting his rupee count to reduce lag. He wasn't, but
I think you gotta save a lot of lag, a fake lag, to justify really well.
The problem is that now he's getting all the lag. He took $10 and therefore we're just getting lagged.
Tower of Hera and Swamp Palace are pink crystals today.
So Aries save quit out of there. Not gonna walk back and check the lower connector. Not gonna get Hype Cave.
Which was if I recall, 0 to 10 hype earlier on. So we found a bunch of
a castle tower key and nothing else because we didn't have Moon Pearl.
Right. You're right. Our dam drain item is a slightly larger shield, which Eri does pick up. So
I think that's a get off my screen pickup. That item being on screen is an immense amount of lag.
Longer than the fanfare? Yeah, that screen is really terrible. I can believe it. Toplife about to get the good news about both swords and moon pearls.
I love that bomb jump. Yeah, so another small divergence. We're going to see Toplife actually go ahead and mimic clip here.
Yep.
See if he gets paid out. Harry just decided not to. Basically, I'm not going to be back here anytime soon, if ever, and like I'll be here with Bo if I'm going to be back here. Is the
given that this is a known pendant, and the Moon Pearl unlocks a bajillion things, skipping this mimic clip seems entirely reasonable to me. And if you can do it fast, it seems entirely reasonable to do it as well. It also gives you time to think about where you're going with your Moon Pearl, I guess. But
what is Crosskeys? That command doesn't work apparently, so Crosskeys is key sanity and entrance randomizer. And the entrances are shuffled between the light world and the dark world, hence the cross part of it. Yeah, it's just the most popular mode.
It is one of the most interesting puzzles in randomizers, I think, is the set of information you have to put together is a much sort of more interesting puzzle than standard randomize. There we go.
So we get a piece of heart, and I didn't even notice, but something garbage.
10 arrows.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the second trick Toplife's done that, in principle, saves time or was a good idea that didn't go super well. Sort of the fake flipper North of Witch's Hut, which was took 4 or 5, more than that, like a bunch of attempts. Tripped over the screen transition too.
All right, we needed that GT big. Not exactly ready for it yet, but
it's logically required to complete the scene.
it is kind of an annoying place to get back to, so... Like, as in, it's not that hard to get back there, but, like, it's not that dense that you're going to get pushed there quickly.
Yeah.
Topplife is immediately going for Hype Cave and the Mire entrance. Harry will just get this here as well.
Yeah, Aries clearly running out of things to do. Walking all the way over here to Paradox again is to check an unknown connector exit is not exactly what you dream it up.
Yeah, Aerie has what? I guess their North Dark World access is not in Logic. That's through TR, and we don't have that. And we probably have Desert connector still on either of their sides, just not the same one.
Yep.
I don't think either of them has taken Fairy Ascension Cave.
No, they haven't. Neither one. Flippers on Topplife in Hype Cave. Area will pick up shortly.
That gives us 2 entrances, 3 entrances, and Zora.
Well, we got $500, so we might be off to go do that.
And Hobo. Yeah. So.
Right. And he's like, why didn't I check this earlier?
And Swamp Check, that's true.
Yeah. Swamp is not the easiest place to get back to fast way onto the mountain.
Yeah, no, it's not great, but with those flippers, Aerie doesn't know about the desert connector, so he's probably gonna end up swimming there. And you can, or no, Swamp, that's the dam, not Swamp. Swamp is,
Swamp's on, it's the one of the most awkward entrances on the mountain. The leftmost one. The Descent Cave entrance, I guess it is.
Yeah.
I basically only play Crosskeys, and so I totally don't know where things are in the vanilla game.
Well, that's going to be hard when you try to play Swap Keys.
Oh no. Alright. Topplife off to go to the Zora area. Aerie 3 screens behind. Tell me about Swap Keys.
So Swap Keys is Cross Keys, but instead of just having the entrances shuffled, entrances are only swapped. Okay. So if you walk into the eastern entrance and you find Paradox, then you know that Eastern's at Paradox.
Right. You have to remember which way around the stupid Paradox entrances go to.
Yeah,
it's a minor error.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the connectors have no idea where they connect. Most of the chest entrances also.
Yeah, it gets extra complicated when you find you walk into Eastern and you find a ferry.
Yeah.
Which of those is it? There's 6 of them. It's one of the 6 is the summary, but yeah.
Ooh, a bow for Aerie.
So that's interesting for Aerie because he now wants to go back to Pod, and then he's gonna find Mire, and he's not gonna be able to do anything. So. Ooh. But he does get the glove, and so he gets the last entrance too. So.
Well, the glove is very likely to distract from the Pod Desire.
Well, no, because you get the glove there, so you have the glove entrance, the Pod, the 2 items in Pod, and the entrance that's like super on your mind because you just save quit out of there. So I think that might be Aerie's next destination.
All right. Whereas Toplife can, with good conscience, save and quit to the otherwise not very good old man cave and find
yeah, but
Toplife
might actually also be doing literally that, right? This is just him routing it in, and Aries doing the exact same thing. Oh, nope, never mind. Toplife hasn't checked this entrance yet.
Yeah.
I think maybe he has. Probably he has.
His tracker is very small, but it looks like he's exited out. So.
Okay. Toplife is doing Fairy Ascension.
Alright, let's see.
I did not actually expect that command to work. That's awesome.
Alright, area off to Pod. Toplife discovers that Fairy Ascension takes him to Dark Lumberjack.
Okay, so
that's just immediately next to another rock.
It does in fact mean that North Dark World is in logic, and we're just gonna spiral.
Fuck off. Yeah, immediately depart.
So Harry will find out he left behind Meyer pendant. Why did I come back here? That was his response to that. And then he gets the bow side pod and gets absolutely nothing for that too. So honestly,
getting your full pendant knowledge, which you could have done just by opening his map, but is quite valuable.
Yeah, honestly, this is not super punishing. Ooh, baby, Eastern Palace. We go.
Yep. No boots, no big key. Off we go.
Bow in hand, so even worse, but at this point you just probably can't really reasonably skip it.
Well, it's also in the middle of bleeding nowhere, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, what do we really have available to us? We have a couple of entrances left, and Skullwood without a fire rod or a big key.
Yeah. I haven't been tracking all the chest caves, so I don't know what the collection is that they have left, but we found all the big ones, so...
Yeah, I've missed a number of them. I know we've saw a Mimic Cave there. Yeah, okay. I think I've got them tracked, but yeah, there's just a bunch of one-off item caves.
Right. So this 6-item cave is more exciting than it otherwise would be.
4.
Sorry, yeah. 6 if you get lucky.
If you get lucky, it's a very exciting 6.
Yeah.
This is Eri going to swing through to TR. Probably clean up those 2 items he didn't do earlier, get the other 2 items that Toplife didn't see, and then exit out to Vu area.
Yeah. I don't remember if anything exciting, if any of Aries' bunny walks in Village of Outcasts were exciting. Alright, Ari on the 4th or 5th attempt gets... and Toplife takes the getting more and more expensive as we go. His turn.
So we got a pod big, which does nothing for us.
Well, not nothing. It's too kind of...
It does 1 out of logic check.
Yeah, I mean, and potentially All right, Top Life has made it to West Dark Death Mountain, Mimic Cave side.
So he'll pick up his GT Big and also be done here. He'll need to decide what his next play is.
All right, we're an hour in. Who's winning?
I think that, like, honestly, they've done almost all the same things. I think that
Yeah,
if I had to say, maybe Top Life is slightly winning, but like irrelevantly slow.
Right.
Aries winning because his execution is better, so he's gonna save time. Future time.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go.
That's an item. It's an item that is often not necessary, but maybe it is today.
Oh, Top Life is not doing it. That's gonna be big. It was Mitch.
Yeah, and apologies for not calling that out to the people necessarily watching every moment. And of course, Eri is conveniently close to one of the Mit's entrances, so let's go check that out. That's Spike Cave at Ice Palace.
So this is not too terrible for Eri to go just walk into Vu now instead of taking the connector. So that's why he sort of just bailed.
Well, and he hasn't done a bunch of the gloves checks yet, so there's a couple of places where there's some movement efficiency gained by sort of not having done those yet.
So those mitts are in logic, and we have a potentially wonderful smith and purple chest. That could be our progression.
I mean, the smith is at least somewhere convenient.
Sure.
Like, returning that smith is actually not so bad. All right, Thieves' Town entrance. Top Life getting to enjoy his one dig game.
Was the mitts in logic? Yes, because Fairy Ascension Case spits us out a Dark Lumberjack, and that entrance there, brewery, is TR left.
Yeah, from which you can traverse to the chumps. All right, Aries picked up the smith. I'm going to take him on a world tour.
Yeah. So Eri doesn't know it's in logic yet because he hasn't followed Fairy Ascension, but he'll
stumble across it here in a moment.
Yeah. Unless he just jumps into Skull Woods, which looks like what he's doing. He's just gonna go he's gonna Skull Woods, save quit, turn it in, probably.
Seems plausible. Top Life checking the item on Spike Rock Cave and being disappointed.
Yeah. Interesting decision. He could have left here and then come back in 2 entrances from now and followed this not connector. But probably we're just not going to follow it instead.
Eri having to do the most annoying room in the game without a Canis Marian, which the animation is so terrible, and the hand, and just everything about this room is annoying. I don't think it's hard. I think it's just annoying. And then discovers that the connectivity is not the way around. Fire rod.
Yeah, I like just bailing and just YOLO dropping down the hole if you're planning on safe quitting. Like, if he leaves here, then this makes sense. If he's planning on If he was just planning on safe quitting, then I just prefer to drop down.
Yep. Well, and yeah, like that's a long walk to GT small. So someday we're gonna find Dennis Tower, which is, I guess, the biggest item cave left in the.
Except, I mean, well, that's always the biggest item cave in the game.
Sure, but often you have access to it early in Crosskeys, and you can sort of go work your way through it. But now we're pretty well equipped.
And it is worth mentioning, there are 2 checks against Tower in logic. So, sorry, aside from the 2 on the in Hope Room, there's another 2.
The first 2 upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, ain't nobody excited about that, but...
No. Not unless you know your Bullhorn bounces. You're not going up right now. That could... If boots show up, I don't think Top-Life hovers, and that could be a pretty significant issue. So Eri, I think he's shaking his head because he realizes he probably should have done the north walk first.
Yeah.
And then circled over here to go get catfish at the end of it, like do a full Dark World tour instead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
there's a mirror.
Oh, okay. The game is free now. Imagine doing this earlier. That's gotta be scary. Zeri found this like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I think Top-Life is likely to make his way, to be doing this.
Well, he can't make his way there from here.
Not without shenanigans. Or is there not a setup going this way?
No, there's no staircase.
Yeah, not in logic. Is there not I thought there was a way to...
No.
Kern jump?
Nope. Kern jump is the other direction.
Alright.
And Kern jump is a fake flipper tech that we in fact have.
Right. That's fair. I thought
you can hook shot over.
Yeah. Alright. I'm rusty. I promised that at the beginning. I promised that at the beginning of the stream.
Harry is just making sure to experience as much lag as he can before it's gone.
Harry's skipping Spiral, at least for now.
Yeah, I think he'll probably walk right back to it. And that's going to be a big treasure trove of entrances.
This hasn't been the most efficient route, Skullwoods to Dark Chapel to Dark Lumberjack, but...
No, but this is fine. Like, I think that it actually ends up working out pretty well for him because he got that mirror. If the mirror didn't show up, he would have wanted to go check Lumberjack and then swing over and then do Catfish and save quit, or then do Dark Shopping Mall and like do all that. But this route ends up working out better with the where things actually ended up being.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's the right decision, which is why I was and this spits him out in a great place to have a mirror.
Yeah. I feel like I have to mention it though. Top-Life did the whatever those things are. He walked between the chompy things out of Dark Flute 5.
Oh.
Saves a couple frames. Very nice.
Oh yeah, I don't know what those monsters are called either. The diagonal jumpy things.
Someone in chat will tell us for sure. Snapdragons.
Sure. It's why we can't remember, because it's a silly name and they've never appeared in another game.
This is a mistake on Aries' part, I think. He was in the Dark World there. He could have taken Hyrule Castle and picked up all of the entrances and then walked back out. He could have taken the Hyrule Castle connector over to the bridge, picked up those 2 entrances, reversed it, and then mirrored, and yeah.
Yep. Also, he knows he already has to the dead end ledge in the Dark World from Kakariko. So in some ways, that was the lowest priority drop down to get to.
Yeah. I mean,
especially considering he has the myths, right? So he doesn't have to. The one behind the rock is not any harder to get. We finally found the front of Old Man Rescue, and here's an indictment of how this game is shaped. topplife is actually using it as a.
Yeah, the Smith is dead for Harry.
Well, he's not dead. He's just going back. He's going back.
No, that's a different frog. This guy's dead.
We're gonna go find the third brother later on. I think this Smith is not only dead but erased from existence. Fire rod in the front of swamp. topplife gets paid for going through that connector.
Eri, on the other hand, has boots, and has mirror, and has Samaria.
Yep.
So
I'd rather have those last 3 things.
So that just makes him in like massive advantage, I think. We'll see when topplife gets those, but if he doesn't get them soon, this is very scary. It's going to be really hard to, like in this seed in particular, it's going to be hard to deal with not having those things.
Yeah, and
big key to Thieves Town before he finds Thieves Town. Things are sort of resolving in a nice way for Harry.
Yep, and topplife hasn't done, per his own tracker, a sweep of the North Dark World. But have you lost the streams as well?
I did.
All right. Sorry, folks. We're fixing.
I hit the refresh button. We'll see what. Okay, it looks to be back for me.
Me too. All right.
I don't know what was next to Hera.
And Aries not sharing his map trackers.
Chicken Hut. Okay.
Chicken Hut.
With probably nothing of Pizza Hut. Okay, roger that. Thank you.
Alright. topplife back to connector diving. Is there anything that spits him out somewhere that will encourage him to go to the Dark Chapel?
No. I mean, he's seen both sides of what he needs to see. I mean, yeah, this is... I don't know. I don't see when this gets resolved exactly. Like, I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but happening eventually is not a good place to be.
It's not good enough. Back through Fairy Ascension again.
Okay, so this is where he needs to go.
This gets him the mirror, which has been delayed by lack of mates, but is in some sense the most important of the items to find.
Yeah, Pendant Mire is also in logic. I mean, I think that eventually Aries going to make his way over to Dark Shopping Mall. He'll have the mirror boots, and he'll just do Pendant Mire at that point.
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing for Aerie to do. It gets him this one entrance quicker, but like...
Why not just come here in the Dark World?
Yeah. We could have came here... Like, he could have ran over here in the Dark World, cleaned up all the other 2 entrances, and then followed the connector back through to CAC instead.
Yeah, I agree. Like, now he's made going and picking up those mirror-locked entrances so much more miserable for not a lot of gain. But so you can tell if dungeon has been found because it gets clicked once and the graphic changes to being a boss instead of the letters. I've cycled through on GT. And so you can see that we haven't found, or Aerie hasn't found, Eastern Swamp, or Eastern Skullwoods, Thieves Town, Ice Palace, or Ganon's Tower, which is...
Aerie has found Eastern.
Yes. Then our tracker missed it. Our tracker says that he's missed.
Yeah, I'm sure he's found Ice Palace. That's just in CAC. Unless I mismarked. I have it marked as being Chicken Hut.
Yeah, there's no way he missed that. I'm just declare it found. Small key to the Tower of Hera. Good thing we don't need those anymore.
We don't?
He's just done here. So that item is orphaned for a long time.
Yeah, especially because there's just literally nothing else there.
Yeah. Maybe that's toplife's out is for.
I mean, it's fairly unlikely that Toplife gets that item before going back up to Hera.
Yep. That's a fair point. All right. Mirror checks. A fairy. There's probably those left, I think.
So we get Dark Punk Rocks and then turn into Smith here, it looks like. And then over to Dark Shopping Mall, where we'll probably do Thieves Town Mire and whatever else is under the rock there.
Which we saw, I think. I just didn't mark.
Where was Fire Rod? Fire Rod is first chest swamp. Thieves Town is in Dark Shopping Mall, where Aerie is about to go. And Toplife has found Skull Woods. Skull Woods? Was that paying attention correctly? And okay. That's...
You feel weird. At least you know you have the fire on to put it out. It's vanilla.
I wasn't paying attention. Is Toplife's 2 keys including the extra key? Probably not, right? So this is actually
shouldn't be.
logic.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't think that I would imagine that they didn't pick up the.
No, he didn't pick it up, but it's so therefore it's.
So this is in logic.
Correct.
Okay, this could be a big deal actually. This is gonna be hard to get back here, okay. It was suspiciously in logic, and it's completely useless.
Yep.
And you need to do it eventually.
Well, the hook is back here, right? So.
Oh, I missed the hook shot. Okay.
So that's an item we are, more heavily invested in than we're invested in the crystal.
Sort of. We have Hookshot Cave here, but like, so it is interesting because you do need to double dip Swamp. But Hookshot Cave is not gonna stop Eri, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Alright, top left. Why? I guess you. Oh, he needs this key because it needs to do both.
Yep. And hover successful, pod small.
Okay.
Though this is fairly revealing in terms of, again, picking up items out of logic. There's enough hookshot locked checks to give you often, not today, a reasonable amount of information about where the hookshot is.
Yeah, there's a very decent chance that Eri will find Hammer and GT before he gets that hookshot.
Yeah.
It's not exactly good. And in that case, there's a bunch more information.
Yes. Yeah.
In fact, Eri is actually going to get that fire rod here.
Just spat out in the right spot, I think.
Yeah, it's the top of the mountain, so.
Yep. With brief distractions.
I strongly imagine that we're not going to leave First Chest Swamp here.
Yes. Yeah, but first we can check this entrance, which...
Unless this is GT. Okay.
No, but it's a bit of Turtle Rock to get into with this can of Samaria he conveniently owns.
So yeah, Eri actually might do First Chest Swamp over to Hyrule Castle to Connector to get those two, and then he might actually just get Hera Basement here. Oh.
Or do it in the opposite order?
I guess, yeah, we need to immediately go back to TR because we get Fire Rod here.
Yep.
Which is
fine.
Yeah,
but...
it's fine because you needed to climb back up the mountain anyway for, what's it called? To get to the Hyrule Castle connector.
Eriror did make a good face after picking up that fire rod, but I don't think that there's... His rep was fine, right? It's merely unfortunate enough.
Oh, for sure.
It's hard not to feel bad about your choices when bad things happen, but that doesn't mean you made the wrong choice, right? Like, don't be results oriented.
There is certainly a small key behind Aga that he could be the swamp key. TBD.
Yeah. But we're gonna put that one off for a while. Doing checks the slow way. It turns out falling in an infinitely deep pit is much faster.
That's definitely the slow way.
Yeah, Eri has done things the slowest possible way.
Yeah. I think that Eri's definitely feeling bad and letting it get to his play, and like understandably so. Like the seed has been, they're both in a pretty similar-ish position. Eri's actually probably ahead, but like it's very easy to see yourself being behind on this seed.
Yeah, and just all the walking gives you lots of time to think about how badly as well. Hammer alert. So, worth going back for.
Mirrored from upper CT. I know someone who's mirrored out of Aga fight itself. So.
So.
You have no power over me now, Helzen.
I mean, it's kind of I would be really sad if my Kalkan shut up for the rest of the stream. So, 2 whole compasses, exactly what we're looking for.
So, Toplife is making his way to Hera. Eri is making his way to Hyrule Castle.
Because Hyrule Castle was a useful connector today. We've done all the things in here.
Yeah, we'll see. Toplife does have the Hera basement key. Eri is making his way over there if he chooses to do it.
Eri did leave behind Mimic Cave, I believe.
No, he did. He just did Mimic.
He did that? Okay. I missed it.
I don't think it was of value, but he did do it.
Yeah, it just means he doesn't have to do it in a minute. And not interested.
So Eri is going to clean up Hera basement, so we're gonna have a brief 5-5-ish.
They can Top Life can leave a cup of coffee on for Aaron here. A longer than usual high five, frankly.
Well, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Different strats there. Area Fire Rod coffee break. Top Life used the cane. All this for the first bottle, actually. Have we found sick yet?
Nope. Not unless it's been one of the entrances I missed.
And time for some Hera pot. People have gotten better at that in the last year. Yeah.
Where is Hookshot? Is in Skullwoods Bridge. Skullwoods is at Skullwoods. So Eri may or may not make his way there at some point in the future. It's really not going to hurt him unless he happens to do swamp. Unless he happens to find the swamp small and dive that.
Yeah.
He's already hovered Hookshot Cave. He's gonna find, if and when he finds GT, he's just gonna do that. Like, that Hookshot's not gonna stop him from doing anything but the back of Swamp.
Yeah.
So here's Ice Palace. We do not have the big key, but we also don't have a small key. So I kind of don't like this. I feel like you really want one key, even with Samaria. It just makes this dungeon much faster.
Yeah, you have to do slightly fewer loops.
Yeah, big key better than small key, even ignoring the what's it called? Even ignoring the extra check you're getting out of the big key, but. Yeah. Small key does save probably 20-30 seconds in here.
Yeah, which is, we were arguing about, is it worth going somewhere for 4th stream? Which are way less than 30 seconds. I thought somebody had been spat out it. But no, we don't have the medallion marked. What's your memory?
We've gotten spat out of TR, yes.
Okay, so
that they both have. It was Super Bunny.
Right. So we
There's
should
not-
know what the medallion is. So
We couldn't care less what the medallion is, yeah. I don't know if I assume our tracker just didn't look at it the same as me because it was...
it was irrelevant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked away every time. That is very reasonable. There's no reason to care.
Yep.
We got the Meyer one, but that's the one that mattered. Where Mitts, Hammer, and Hook. Mitts are Chomps. Hook is back of Skull Woods, which is at back of Skull Woods. And Hammer is Fire Rod locked TR,
Yep.
which the front of TR, which Topplife has not found yet, and just got Samaria, which would let him do it if he found it.
And,
I'm a little surprised actually he didn't go clean up that entrance when he had Mir and Hookshot at Hera, but it is a little far.
Yeah.
But he does need to do it eventually, so that is
Well, I mean, you can leave one-off entrances. You don't necessarily have to pick up all the entrances in the game.
right. No, but he needs to pick up that one, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
For sure. So that is a skip, not a like. That is, he has enough knowledge to know that entrance is never going to be more convenient than it was then.
Sure. But
And so it is an intentional, I'm not doing this now, not a sort of delay for later. So very scary for him again.
The Mitts have not yet locked anything per se, right?
No. But I mean, we've done one Mitts check, I think.
Yeah.
Well, two. We've seen Spike Cave, it locked that. We haven't seen what's in it. And we did the Smith.
Yeah.
But Mitts aren't going to lock.
I mean, the Mitts just don't lock very many things, so.
They don't lock many things, and especially in this seed, with Meyer access, with TR connector, with
North Dark World connectors. Yeah, there's.
It's just the Mitts aren't going to be very super relevant, but we're also running pretty low on entrances, and so GT is still looming with 37 items in it, and we need to do it at some point.
Yeah.
No, we've seen Ice Palace entrance, but it could be here. It's not.
It's not.
So I mean, at this point, what we have the entrances that you would. Harry is not doing purple chest. He just said no.
I mean, this is a check. That's a check.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think not doing purple chest is a fine choice. You could have done both of those checks, but you know, that requires
Ooh, a
going
flute.
purple chest. That flute is in logic, does nothing for us logically, and he can go back for purple chest. Yeah.
It does a fair amount for
not.
Top Life's routing game, though.
Yes. Yeah. That.
Like, it's a strong convenience item. It's seed with crappy saber crits. So
Yeah, and I guess that does give him a good way to get back to the mountain to what's it called to get that hammer. So very fortunate there.
Alright, here's Eri to do Fuse Down.
Dip is a weird way to describe going to Mire with the big key and Samaria and the fire rod.
It's a way to describe it. But yeah.
It's like a, hey, can I borrow that? And you just take it and eat it. Just the whole thing's gone.
Can I borrow your popsicle? I'll give it back.
Can I borrow your popsicle? He hands back you the stick. Yeah. Technically not wrong.
Alright, so Top Life gets the big chest item here. Which is worthless.
Yeah. And that was in Eastern, so. And Eri
No.
will be unable to do anything new in pod, so he won't.
Oh, flag.
Eri is just appreciating the lag. The last you'll see of it, so you gotta love it.
That can't be the last laggy screen in the game.
No, but it's going away. All the laggy screens, so you gotta make use of them while you can.
Alright, has Mr. Life found anything yet in Mire that we care about?
Well, he's done 0 checks, so no.
We just checked one.
Did he check one?
Yeah.
Which check did he do?
It's not the right one. Didn't he?
No, I don't think so. I think he just grabbed the key because he's planning on full clearing. So he's
Yeah, that's right.
gonna hook for the bridge.
Eastern Big.
We do care about that.
It's flute. We'll get to turning on eventually, actually. It'll be a while.
Is dividing the spell counter by half a good sign? Yeah, that's half
Yes.
magic. That's good. We like that.
It's not. It's a totally reasonable question, right? Like that's a kind of wonky for showing that you use half as much magic.
Well, I mean, it is intentionally wonky, as in the game, the guy comes out and says, "Haha, you're cursed."
Yeah. I speaking of design choices, clearly Nintendo came up with this UI, and then someone was like, "That's dumb," and they had to lampshade it so that so they didn't have to fix it.
Okay, Eri considered not doing Mire, and is still not doing Mire. So he will need to be back here at some point to clean up Mire. That's a Eastern Big in Top Life's pocket.
Alright. Let's see if Spike gets us anything. Are you surprised at Eri leaving behind Mire?
Probably not because of that flute.
Just go get it anytime.
Yeah. Like, Ares is probably just, where are my... Like, let me go activate my flute, let me go check more entrances, let me find GT. I need GT right now. I can full clear it. I need to climb it. It's 37 items. What? So, like...
Sign me up.
Sign me up. Get me out of this pendant hell.
That's fair enough. Can he check? He can't yet check every entrance on the map. But it's getting pretty close.
Yeah, GT is loaded. It has at least 42 items in it.
I'm just gonna
Nice
keep
high
digging
five
your
here.
grave here. Alright, who's the first to the activated flute?
Top life.
Well, he's clearly winning then. I think Eriror caught up on summoning the flute. Eri coming back to clean up the mirror checks here in the mire.
Top life also doing it just without the mitts.
Well, you do what you can. Alright, give me the book in here. Oh, it's the sick kid. We got a bottle for this recently. And there's another one.
From my understanding, that bottle is never in logic. You need all 4 bottles for sick kid to be in logic, according to Mike, so...
Yeah, the sick kid definitely failed to understand how to... with the fairy in a bottle he's just given away. And here is the thing that he could have had.
The thing. So...
Here he could have found this, what, literally half an hour ago? Not quite 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't actually cost him at all. In the sense that, like, I don't even think he's been to anywhere that, like, he couldn't full clear since then.
Yeah.
So, like...
Business. So if this unlocks the rest of Swamp Palace, he does.
Except you need to double dip Swamp.
Right. Sure. Yep.
Best case scenario for Eri is that Swamp Small is on left side. And Top Life kind of wants the opposite. I think it would be best case scenario for Top Life if Swamp Small was in the back, or on like Ice Armos, or on the climb, just available with less keys, so Eri can double dip Swamp looking for that.
So, Eri making another minor mechanical error there, winding up on the wrong side of the pegs.
Yeah. Top Life, not the most healthy of scenario. Oh my!
If he gets through this, okay. That room sucks. No, but he recently visited a nice kid with a.
Yeah.
Man, how often do you see just like someone using a fairy in a race game and being happy about it? It's not very often.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine on the climb. Doesn't have the silvers, so that's unfortunate.
Thieves Small, speaking of places that Eri did leave behind since he has had access to this area.
Yeah.
So that's a...
So they both have that on their mind.
Alright, let's see what this Ice Armos goes.
Looks
pretty
set up
good.
good. Yeah. Good.
Alright. Red mail.
So we're just gonna get simultaneous climbs here for sure.
Yep. I mean, there's no, once you found this, there's nowhere better in the game. It's funny that it took them being in the area because of the flute to go to this place that both of them could have gone to, you know, sort of quote-unquote any time.
Why can Link fly? Well, Yoshi has red mail, which means he can no longer fly. You need blue mail to fly as Yoshi.
As far as I can tell, Eric has nothing that we yet think, but a couple of keys on the side here.
Yeah, I mean, so we know Eri needs to do Meyer. We know Toplife needs to do Hera entrance, which is the front of TR. He very likely can, if Ice Rod shows up, then he gets that for free.
Yeah.
But Ice Rod might just be locked in the back of Swamp. Eri needs to find Skull Woods, which...
He's in a terrible spot.
So that is the Swamp Key in a spot that is in logic for him right now.
Yeah. Which we totally didn't notice.
Nope, we did
Top
not.
Life getting... We're bad commentators, we're sorry, chat.
But that is very potentially a double dip on Hookless Swamp for Eri.
Yep, that's a way for
Setting up
Eri
a
to...
nice Samaria strats. Even though we have Fire Rod and half magic and a full bar.
Speaking of, yeah, I don't know quite what's going on here. Laggy screens. Samaria plus 4 bits plus land mode definitely counts.
Oh man, Samaria land mode 2 is going to be all the rage once there's no more lag.
Taking out the lags, super weird. It's the whole point. You just feel weird for a long time.
Yeah, it is interesting. It definitely sucks for the people who have spent 100 million hours in an MG and like have learned a bunch of anti-lag specific strategies.
Well, and there's also just timing, muscle memory differences.
Like, I think you need this key. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so there's muscle memory in that, but there's not really. So the thing is, like, when you find this, when you find GT and you climb it on 4 or 5 hearts, you're gonna have a significantly different lag experience. Yeah. You climb it on 14, 19 hearts, red mills, full inventory. So,
that's
like,
fair.
As a rando player, I'm sort of have to play in various differences of lag, whereas like
the energy guys
players,
have...
Yeah, 13, 14 hearts and the exact same equipment every time they've done this GT climb. At least that's their comfort zone. So yeah, so Toplife, is Toplife in Go mode? Toplife's in Go mode, I think.
He has no hammer. Does he need it?
Yeah. He needs the hammer, but he's first stop is TR. Then you do the front TR and you get hammer. But
he doesn't know that yet. Like, he's certainly not yet.
He is not yet in go mode, but he will be in go mode very shortly. Eri needs to do Mire, but he's not. Yeah, I think this is top life's race to win for sure. Like I am very doubtful that this can swing back into Eri's side at this point. He does save a quarter of a second by hovering before Boldorm has finished exploding, which is super cool.
And then gave back at least an eighth of a second just walking into a block badly.
Yeah.
It's Top Life's first visit to the pyramid, apparently.
Yeah. So that makes sense to get these entrances done. He's gonna check Hookshot Cave. Like, he's not in go mode yet, but it won't take him long to actually get over to TR, and once he does try next, he'll just he'll pop
shows
out
where the front shows where the front is.
And then it's, you know, he can clear Eastern, he can clear Swamp, he can clear Ice, yeah. So Eri does not have the hook shot now.
No, so he had to hover there, but hovering during the animation. Swaggy.
Yeah, on the flip side, yeah, Eri's it's hard for Eri to see Eri, like,
I mean,
he's
Mire,
just made a couple of skips that have not worked out.
Pendant Mire is not high on his priority list, and the back of Skullwood's entrance is a million miles from everywhere. So,
Yeah, I think he'll get there sooner rather than later, but because he knows he needs Skullwood still, so he doesn't have many entrances left. He'll get that pretty soon. It could be at Pyramid Fair, or at Red Bomb, but it's not. And this is Top Life going to TR. Where was Hammer? Hammer is front of TR.
it's the firelocked part of PR.
And so Top Life will be in go mode in about a minute and a half, maybe less.
Yeah, the fully equipped, one fully equipped Trinex fight, plus fanfare, plus a little bit of walking.
Harry's checking big chest first, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Nope, we don't have a big key. We don't. No, he is routing a non-entrant Skullwoods.
Yeah, this is actually a time you'd prefer to be with the single entrance at the back.
It is worth mentioning that Eri does have a nice palace up, so like, I find it unlikely that he's gonna be able to hold this lead. Like, he has enough of a dungeon lead, but like, if he had a spoiler log, I think he's ahead. Yeah, so the problem is that Eri is definitely going to do Swamp before anything else, like before Mire, so he's gonna clear Swamp.
Yeah, with items left, he might even have to go back in for the left side.
Maybe. I think he'll be more aggressive than that. I think he'll skip left side, but it won't be enough.
Yeah.
Because he's you know, he has one item from go. He has all of Eastern and Mire that he hasn't touched.
Alright. If you're Eriror, next stop swamp.
Yeah. You're one item from go, and you have a full clearable swamp. Like you're.
Sure, right. Topplife didn't burn a dash there.
Yeah. Topplife. Gonna go do Eastern, gonna go flute over and do swamp, and then flute over to Kakariko and do ice and be done.
Everything is great. Yeah.
I'm not sure what the plan here is, Topplife.
Oops. And then we're doing ice first.
Fair enough.
Big never mind energy right there.
No, I think he realized he was in go mode. He just... It's like, how do I get to Eastern? Oh, this way.
Yeah,
but he also could have gotten to... He also should have beaten Swamp, taken the Hyrule Castle connector over to Eastern, and been to Eastern that way. Like, he didn't need to go through the TR portal. Yeah, area actually, this is a little bit cleaner than rushing straight to Swamp. Obviously, this is the right way to do it. He will get spat out on the mountain after doing Trinex.
Yeah, in the dash over there. Topplife is using a tracker with... Well, I feel like it could be easy for him to forget. Going through the castle to get to X is a... People don't necessarily like see the dungeon connectors as well on their trackers. It's the only useful thing that could possibly be is Butter Sword, right? Like even vaguely useful.
Sure, vaguely useful.
Right.
At this point, would probably save 0 time. As in, we've already killed the 2 bosses where Butter Sword is kind of nice.
Yeah. The silvers are a little bit in air.
No, silvers are in Toplife's pocket.
Are they? All right. Well, I'll track that.
Well.
No, right. That was very well done, if it was deliberate.
It was. Yeah, I remembered they were here. So.
If there were any of the other checks, that doesn't really good.
I imagine Toplife has had a full Ice Palace worth of time to figure out his route. And he has now figured out how to connector his way over there.
Yep, and Eri forgot to pick up a second Swamp Small before trying to go through this door.
Yeah.
Oops. Is skipping left side, but is now...
Yeah, so I mean... He's not... Like, he is a swamp clear ahead, basically.
Yep.
But a Mire dip behind.
Well,
And
yeah,
also,
and then,
obviously, choosing Mire. It's like...
Yes. Yeah,
It's a
if-
question, but it's
with-
his
with-
first check in Mire if
Yeah.
he goes there. So, like, if he chooses to go to Mire, this is still interesting.
Yeah.
But probably still in Top Life's favor.
Does not get the 0 cycle. Need to watch a really boring animation. This is game 1 of a best of 3. And hopefully chat has successfully said that Eastern Palace Big Key is in Mire, and Eastern Palace everybody that Eastern Palace Big Key is an important item and it's in Mire. Alright.
So we are fluting. We are going to 8. So this is, like, unclear, but probably slightly in Top Life's favor, but only slight. Like, Eri is spoiler log routing this at this point. And that's sort of what he definitely needed this if he has a shot, but, like, we'll see. This is going to be super close.
Yeah.
He
Well,
needed
and
to left side and go directly to Mire, and that's what we get. So this is going to be a very exciting finish. Top Life is just closer to Eastern.
yes, and 2 screens ahead. And
Okay.
now he's more than 2 screens ahead. Or shaking his head at himself for that one, which, you know, he deserves. Doesn't miss the duck. Was worried for a second there. Unfortunately, there's not. It's not like for arrow.
Oh, that's
Oh.
yeah. Chose the
Yeah.
wrong one. He had forgot which connector or which entrance it was.
Is Eri using a map tracker, or is he?
Yeah. Eri is using. Eri used it in Trondo, so he just wasn't looking ahead of time.
Yeah.
We have 2 connectors. So we have Super Bunny, which isn't going to be faster, I think. It might have been.
In fact,
kind of
3. There's
touch
also
and take.
Spiral, but
Yeah, and we have Spiral Cave, but that one's certainly not better.
yes.
This is going to be a rough one for, like, this is going to be hard to swallow for Eri, because he's definitely had bad execution for him. Like, yeah, his execution is still Eri execution, so it's still good, but, like, he definitely just made a lot of silly mistakes in this seed, and
yeah.
the difference is not going to be enough that, like, the difference is going to be the point where silly mistakes decided this, in his mind at least.
Yeah, and never mind. And Eri will. It's very hard for him to then look at Top Life. You know, totally fluffing a couple of making some pretty substantial execution errors actually, and not. You know, I think they both executed worse than their expectation value, and it's hard to sort of believe that of your opponent.
Well, yeah, I mean, I usually don't really, like, unless my opponent makes massive errors, and, like, you know,
Yeah.
I usually just think about, you know, myself. So.
Yeah. All right.
And this is gonna be like a 20-second ish difference.
Yeah. Mirror, flute.
Maybe a little more, maybe a minute.
Something like that.
What a banger first match. Yeah, this was spicy up until the end.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Or else you will die.
top 16, everyone in here is
Yeah.
a very strong player, and it's Crosskeys, and you never know what could happen.
Aries the 1 seed, and Top Life came in through the...
Top Life is the last person to qualify through the 6-2 play-in, and Area is the 8-0 undefeated in Swiss player.
And this is, he'd rather have given it away. What can you do? I mean, I guess there's still...
I mean, yeah, it's not over, but it's over. Like,
yeah. I mean, Amazing Empress is in the chat. Walked off the edge before, so it is possible.
that is
Didn't happen.
an exploding Ganon. Get your GGs in chat. Top Life closing this out with probably about 30-second lead.
And
We'll see if we get some joiners for the interview.
yeah, we'll see. We'll send Zindine off to. And Harry finishes, I think, it was less than a minute behind. And 34 seconds. 34 seconds, gentlemen.
It's, yeah.
GG's to both of you.
It's Top Life.
GG. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. I feel that was kind of undeserved.
No. I played awfully. I don't want to make excuses. It's like, I've not been playing well. My mind's been elsewhere. But I just didn't play well. I lucked out super hard in end routing. And I still, I felt super good about my routes, but...
Yeah, I didn't. I just had the correct go mode.
Yeah. I mean, both of you guys left behind the entrance that turned out to be Ganon's tower. And it turns out finding Ganon's tower is really good.
Yeah.
Well, I had to find Jan's tower late. I kind of feel like else I would have got a hammer earlier, and I wouldn't have gotten the Eastern Big Key.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Eastern Big ended up being Harry's go mode, but it was really close at the end there, because basically what Harry needed to do was route it like a spoiler log, where he goes directly from Swamp, skips left side, and goes into Mire, and that's exactly what he did, but it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wasn't shocked that I hit go mode. It's like it can happen at any point, but then you actually hit it, and then you do a double take, and then you kind of just... I lost all mental faculties. I didn't know what entrance to go in. I just missed every trick.
I mean, you missed hitting the switch in Mire, which you've done, thousands of times. And...
I did, yeah, because I had 2 small keys, so I didn't need to grab the key from the Bari. But I always link getting the key from the barrier with hitting the switch, like in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, you admire small keys.
Yeah, I think that in terms of completion, Eri is going to have 10 more items or something.
Yeah.
Including the mitts, which
No,
didn't
more than that.
matter.
Because he has left side of GT as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
so-
mitts, that would have helped when I tried to get into Easter.
Yes, we saw that.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I felt like obviously there was a lot of bunny walking, and I probably could have gotten them in Pro. Well, I don't know if I could have gotten them much earlier. Probably.
Well, you certainly got it 10 minutes before topplife did.
Oh goodness. Okay.
So
Yeah, you kind of had. It looked like you had the lead for a lot of the race. You got the Moon Pearl first, you got the mirror first, you got the boots first, hammer, mitts. But none of those really led to all that. Like mirror was important for sure, but it wasn't that much time between them, and it wasn't that important. It seems like in the end, the hammer go mode is just the dream.
It's pretty powerful.
I felt really bad when I sequence broke Turtle Rock, so I didn't go to pod early. That really bit me really, really hard, that sequence spark.
I see.
Yeah, and Eri, I saw you shaking your
You
And then
dropped it.
sorry, you went into Turtle Rock, got the first chest, then went and got your fire rod out of Swamp. You immediately shook your head and walked back.
Yeah.
I think it's still the right order to do those things in, but it feels.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't like I should have totally done Swamp first. It's just you don't expect Turtle Rock to be there. You don't expect the fire rod to be in the first chest of Swamp or something.
Yeah.
It was just linking it the way I did felt like it made most sense to then go to Harrow Castle after. And it still worked out somewhat, but yeah. I had an arc at that point in Turtle Rock when I wasn't in in Roller Room, I had an awkward double tap of my R button or L button, and that's why I mirrored there, and that's a pretty painful 30-something seconds to lose.
In retrospect, yeah.
Yeah, don't retime that.
No, but all no, I can't be upset about the result. Overall, I've had an extremely busy couple of weeks, and my mind's in other spots. And then there's, of course, the fast drum stuff, which kind of is distracting me. But all in all, topplife is an amazing opponent, and there's no shame in losing to him. And we still have 2 games to go. Of course, they'll be in a somewhat different setting, and I hope everybody will enjoy getting used to that while I'm in vacation.
2 games, copium.
All right.
Not
Do you know
one
when your
game.
next games are scheduled?
A year.
Oh my god.
Yeah? Wow.
Well,
I don't know
double
what to say to
congrats.
that.
Double congrats, Topplife, and now you have to do it again. You have 2 more chances to do it again.
Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you to both runners. Thank you, Telethar. Thank you, Sammy, and Tomaltalk ducked from our voice chat, but they've been our trackers tonight. And Zinedine, if you can play us out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gonna echo the sentiments. GG's, top life, and good luck in game 2. Looking forward to it, guys. Fantastic race. Really quick, we have another Link to the Past Crosskeys match tomorrow. Wolfie versus Venter at 4 Eastern. So that'll be their game 1. So we're looking forward to that. We're also trying to get volunteers for that. So, and again, I figured I would just mention that. But for today, we do have MMR winners bracket round 1 for their tournament. Vidya James versus Nostril 3D. That's tonight at 7:15 p.m. And then at 9 Eastern, we have a Wind Waker Randomizer loser bracket round 1 match, Jarhead versus Pix. So yeah, there's not really a good restream target, so we're just going to end it there. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out and watching the fantastic race. Thank you for our volunteers. Thank you to our trackers, Sam and Moss and Tumultalk. And thank you, Comms, Excalibur, and Teledar. So great, fantastic commentary today. We appreciate you guys' work. Whoops.
Have a good night, morning.
Yep, have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you.